Hi there, my name is Steve May. I'm a clinical social worker here in Burlington, Vermont. I've worked for 15 years in substance abuse, largely with men, and I've recently decided to start this channel, in part because I often find that as part of therapy, I'm asking my clients to journal and to be prepared to share, and I thought that doing the same would be good for me. And there's a variety of subjects I want to use this portal to talk about. The first amongst them is my health and wellness, and I figured that while these are things that are going on for me, the actual subject matter would be interesting for all of you, for all of us. And while it's my sharing, I'm hoping that this becomes a place that fosters a conversation about men's health and wellness and chronic disease, and allows us to have a conversation that I don't think many of us as men do have. I'm an asthmatic and have been since childhood. It's exercise-induced asthma, and so doing routine physical activity would leave me winded and sick, and that hurt me in terms of sport. And I am the most competitive person on God's green earth, except I would try out in high school for just about every varsity sport that was offered, and it didn't work. It never worked. Yes, in part it's because I'm a klutz and because I may be truly uncoordinated, but that was the beginning of the story, not the end of the story. And it was because I was constantly getting sick. Use an inhaler, don't use an inhaler, didn't matter. What mattered was that I was really struggling. So, yeah, that's always bedeviled me. As an adult, I have been diagnosed as a diabetic, and that happened about 10 years ago. It runs in my family, and I've tried to manage my diabetes with diet, and it hasn't been all that successful. Some people eat to live. I live to eat. I used to tell people when I was running therapy groups that my drug of choice is chocolate, and people would chuckle, except they didn't know I was being honest. And across my life, I've had food allergies of one kind or another. And, by the time you get done with the things that I can't eat and the things that I shouldn't eat, every meal becomes a battle for my soul. Going to a convenience store, for most people, takes 5 minutes. For me, it feels like it takes 5 days. So, in sharing some of this, like I said, I'm hoping that this becomes a place where folks feel safe to have this conversation. I'm hoping that in my sharing my story, maybe some of you will hear elements of your own story and will feel comfortable enough to bring it to bear. There's a lot more that's going to be said and can be said, but I'm going to stop there and invite you to my kitchen table, where we're going to have this conversation on a pretty regular basis. So I thank you. I invite you to share this, and look forward to starting this conversation.